Today I'll show you how to create this amazing effect in just a few simple steps. You can use this effect in countless videos, be it your professional videos, travel videos, gameplays. Let's see how it's done. Once inside Davinci Resolve with our video, it's advisable to plan how we're going to apply the effect before we begin. In my case, I want the building in the center to gradually appear, creating this intriguing effect. To start creating the effect, we'll position ourselves over our clip and head to the Fusion module, where we'll spend most of our time. We click on the Media in 1 node, which represents our clip, and press the keyboard shortcut Shift+Space. This will open the effect search menu, where we need to search for the blur effect. We select it, and in the inspector menu on the right, we'll increase the blur size slightly. This will help us later to ensure that everything is well cut and effectively organized. Next, we click on the Media in 1 node, copy it by pressing Ctrl+C, and with nothing selected, paste it by pressing Ctrl+V. This way, we'll have our video duplicated. We need to connect this new copy with the blur node. We connect it as follows, and a merge node will be created. Perfect. Now let's start creating masks to select part of the building. We go to the toolbar and click on the polygon icon. We drag it and connect it to our copy. We'll see that it now allows us to create a mask of any shape, and the blur will be removed. What we're doing is cutting out the part we want to be seen from the copy of the clip we made earlier. It will be difficult to make precise cuts with the blur, so we'll select our polygon node and deactivate this option at the top. Thus, the blur will temporarily disappear until we finish with the cuts. Perfect! Now we need to copy and paste these 3 nodes for each part we're going to cut out. In this case, I have the base, 8 floors, and the tip of the building, so I should make 9 more copies. We make all the copies. Perfect. Once we have our copies, we need to connect them. The easiest way to do it is select the node group, then click on the merge node, and if we hold down the Shift key and release when we see the blue line, it will automatically connect. Now we simply have to repeat the process with the rest. The order of the nodes is important. Basically, those closer to the media out are ahead, so the order of our floors will go from right to left. Once we've done this, we'll start renaming our merge nodes using the F2 keyboard shortcut. Renaming them will greatly facilitate organization when we start to animate. Great! Having named all the nodes, we can now start cutting out the parts of the building. But first, we need to learn how to navigate the image. If we hold down the mouse wheel, we can move the viewer like this, and if we hold down the Control key and move the mouse wheel, we can zoom in on the viewer. Now we're ready to cut. This process, I won't lie, is quite tedious, but the more time we dedicate to it, the better the result will be, and it will make the difference between an amateur and a professional job. When we encounter a curve, we'll place a point at the beginning and another at the end of it, and we'll use these lines to create our curve. It's much easier to do it this way than to put point by point. In case you're unable to draw as I'm experiencing, simply click on this icon here, and we should be able to work as usual. I recommend that the base cut is quite large to fully cover the other parts of the building. Perfect. Once we're finished, we have to repeat the same process with the other parts. Now, I'll show you a little trick to save time when making the masks. We're going to duplicate the polygon node we made earlier. Now we'll delete the one from the first floor and connect the base copy. Continue deleting the bottom points and move the others to shape the first floor. To create new points, simply click anywhere on the line and place it as you want. Another thing you can do when duplicating the polygon is to raise it using the inspector on the right and adjust any details that are misplaced. Now we just have to repeat the same process over and over again, doing exactly the same in other parts we want to select to create our effect. We make all the masks, and when we've finished, we would have the whole building cut out with its respective parts. Now, we activate all the polygons to reactivate the blur and more easily check that all the masks are correct. Perfect. Next, we're going to hide all the floors behind the base of the building. For this, we'll select the merge of the first floor and lower it using the inspector menu on the right. We'll go one by one, lowering all the parts of the building. Great. Let's start with the animation of the building's appearance. We'll select the merge node on the first part of the building. We're going to have the animation start a little later. I wanted to start right at frame 30. We can see the frame we're at right in this little window. To make our animation, we'll use keyframes, which are these little diamonds to the right of the values. If we click, we see that it turns red. That means we've activated the keyframe. Then we move forward to the frame where we want the animation to end. We head back to the inspector menu and change its Y position to 0.5, which is the central position. As we can see, the animation is already finished, but to improve it even more, we're going to add acceleration. We need to open the spline panel. To open it, we click here. A new window will open, and to the left of it, we'll see the first floor. If we activate the box, this graph appears. To see it completely, we'll click on this icon here. This line represents our animation. As we can see, the animation with keyframes is totally a straight line. It maintains the same speed all the time. To add a speed ramp, we need to click on the padlock and move this line here. This way, we'll create a speed ramp and our animation would look like this. Much better. All right, I'll adjust it a little more to make it faster. Perfect. Once we've finished the first part of the building, we'll make the second floor rise to the same height as the first just when it slows down. We'll select our second floor and make a keyframe right here. We'll move just under the last keyframe, and making sure we have the second floor selected, we'll raise it until it's about to peak out. We'll advance the frames we want the movement to last and put the Y-axis to 0.5. We adjust the animation curve, and we should have something like this. Now it's time to repeat the process with all the other floors. I've chosen a video and divided this building into a bunch of parts, but you can do the same effect in videos where you select only 1 or 3 parts, and the effect looks just as good. We're in the final stretch of the tutorial. Now I'm going to teach you an effect to improve the animation even further. Just before the tip of the building, I'm going to make this part of the building bounce before the final part of the building where the antenna appears. It's very easy to do. We'll simply go to the last keyframe, then advance 5 to 10 frames right here, and make a keyframe, then advance another 5 to 10 frames and add the last keyframe. Now we position ourselves in the middle keyframe right here and lower it just a little bit. Good. We click on the padlock and press the F key. This way we flatten the line to make it smoother. Great, we've got it. Finally, we would just have to make the final part of the building with the antenna. Once everything is finished, it should look like this. We have all the animation of the building finished. The next thing we have to do is remove the building from the original video and create the background. To do this, we're going to use the clone tool. We select our original Media in 1 node, and by pressing the keyboard shortcut Shift-Space, we search for the paint effect and add it. We select the node, and in the inspector, we switch to clone mode, clicking on this icon. Something very important to bear in mind is this option of stroke duration. In this option, we should enter the last frame of our animation, which is the frame where the last part of the building with the antenna finishes moving. In my case, the animation ends at frame 380. So I will enter 380 in the stroke duration option. Once everything is configured, we locate ourselves at the beginning of the video and then we start cloning the background. The tool is very easy to use. If we hold down Ctrl and left click while moving the mouse, we can enlarge the brush. If we hold down Alt and click, we will mark the reference point that will be cloned. I highly recommend doing it little by little. It's a difficult job, but you'll see that the result is very satisfying. Perfect! We have the effect finished. As an extra, we can add motion blur to the floors. To do this, simply select the last node, and with Shift Space, we will add optical flow right after it. And then we will add vector motion blur, and we would have our motion blur. If we want to increase it, we can do so by increasing the scale on the last node we added. If you're learning from these tutorials, please consider joining the channel. We already have more than 70 members, so thank you to everyone who supports me to keep making these videos. You'll have the chance to appear in the credits and also watch the videos much earlier before they're published on the channel. See you in the next video.